What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our best guide for gear in Dungeon Hunter 6. Like and subscribe for more amazing gaming content. We're going to be going over the forging section, enhancing, reforging, as well as a little bit about crafting and just overall just talking about gear and stuff like that. Real quick shout out to the sponsor for this video, BlueStacks. BlueStacks is an emulator that lets you play mobile games on your PC or laptop. Go ahead and click the affiliate link down below in the description box to download BlueStacks on your PC, and you can start playing Dungeon Hunter 6 with a mouse and keyboard, or you can connect a controller to your PC and set up custom mapping as well for a full controller support. Thanks to BlueStacks for sponsoring this video. So let's jump into this. We're going to head on over to the forging section. So first thing we're going to go over is enhancing. Now, what I like to do is I personally say enhancing the items that are going to increase your pen as well as your attack is going to be the biggest priority, and that has to do with like your two main weapons, like your main and then your support. You'll see attack and pen. These other ones like your head, shoulders, chest piece, hands, all this stuff has to do with is your HP and your defense, and then your accessories as well are going to increase your attack and pen. Now, the way the enhancement works is you're going to start at the very top with this +1, and it's RNG involved. So every time you go ahead and enhance it, you're going to have a fixed rate of success rate at the bottom. It could be 100%, 90%, whatever it may be. And you got to do as many clicks as you can in order to get a perfect 3 slots, which means you fill up the entire amount of bars, and then you're going to get a bonus. So every time you reach that bonus, you're going to get this right here. So for this instance, reach the perfect to activate a +4 to our crit. Now, if you do auto enhancement, it's going to go crazy, and it's just going to start randomly going through all of your gear, and it's going to do them one by one, and it's not going to try and get that perfect roll. So what I mean by that is it's going to enhance your first one +1, and then once it does that, it immediately opens up your +2. So you don't necessarily have to do like a perfect. It's just going to keep going down the line. It'll go +1, +2, +3 every time you go ahead and do your first enhancement for that level area. So for this instance, you'll see we got +6, +7, +8. All these are unlocked. Now, if you do go ahead and skip trying to get perfect slots on all of them and just try and get to like your +10 as quick as possible, it'll give you like a quick decent amount of power really fast, because a lot of these on your first time have a higher success rate as opposed to when you're trying to do like the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th bar, the success rate really starts to go down. But I really prioritize getting that perfect to activate, because the crit bonus that you get is really important. So for this instance, I got all of these ones maxed out. So what I would do next is come over here to my +6, and we'll just go enhance. Sometimes, occasionally, you will get a double effect, and it'll actually fill up 2 bars. It's just random. There's no rhyme or reason as to why it happens, but sometimes just be on the lookout. If you ever notice that you hit enhance and you get like a double bonus and it does 2 of them, that's good, that's lucky. And all you're gonna do is you're just gonna come in here and keep doing it. And if you do happen to fail, it'll just say that you failed and it won't show up orange. Very simple, easy to do. The other thing to look out for is your total enhancement bonuses as well. We click this area, every time we go ahead and we reach a certain amount of stars, we're going to get these extra bonuses. So once we go ahead and reach 336 stars, I'll get my next level 7 effect bonus. And this just increases every time you have one of these successful rates, which is why the game kind of prioritizes you to just do kind of all these random ones first instead of getting those perfects, because it wants you to try and get like your enhancement mastery level up as high as possible. Let's go over the reforge next. Now, the reforge, you're going to have substats on all of your gear. Now, when you're crafting gear or you get a new gear drop, you can have kind of like the same rarity and also the same tier, but you can have different drops on it. Now, you're gonna need these gear reforge stones. These are fairly easy to get in the game. You'll see I've got almost 2,000 of them saved up. I'll go through my list of gear and I'll look for the one that has the lowest gear score currently. And then that is the one that I will kind of re-roll until I get a higher gear score. And I kind of do this to try and balance it out so that I don't have one with a really low gear score. So this one's 25, 26, and I'm just gonna kind of go through here and see which one is the lowest. So right now it looks like the 23 is the lowest, which would be this one. So we really need to re-roll this one. The other thing that's going to play a important part is when you do go ahead and you get higher tier rarities, you're going to naturally just have better substats as well, as opposed to when you have like lower crappy gear, you're not going to see like a lot of good things. So what you want to look out for is the reds. The reds are like the top tier mythic stats that you can get. So I've got focused attack red rate, and we also have a defense plus 24. Anytime you see these reds rolled, I always lock these. So we go ahead and we'll use our lock icon, so that way when we reforge, these two will not be re-rolled, but everything else will. So always keep your reds. The oranges are pretty decent, but again, you can get better, and you're gonna have tons of these stones, so you're gonna be constantly reforging, aka re-rolling over and over again. So always keep those reds. Now, the only downside to this is the fact that as a free to play or even a low spender, unless you go ahead and buy a certain pack, which is right here, you will not be able to go ahead and get that third lock icon. So you're kind of stuck at only being able to lock 2 of these unless you do go ahead and buy that monthly pass privilege, and that's going to let you have more lockable entries, meaning you can go ahead and lock more of these stats. And then we have our curing crystals. These are what you're going to need in order to use those locks. This is down, so you'll see that little arrow. I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to take this. Now, if you ever get to a point where, let's say you do a reroll and it's actually lower rating than what you have, but it has a red substat, and before you didn't have any red substats, you still should keep it and then just lock that red and then re-roll, and you'll instantly get a higher one. So it's okay to take something that looks bad initially but has one really good or even 2 really good red substats. They're worth keeping, and then just keep rolling and rolling and rolling, so on and so forth. So I'm just gonna come in here, and I got these 2 locked, and I'm just gonna, oh, here we go, we got 225, so we got some extra. I will keep these. And you'll see that we even got a pink one. I think, wow, the pink one. I have not seen the pink one. The pink one might be better than the red. I thought the red was the highest. Geez, I don't even know on this instance. And then we'll do this one, 2505. So we only got one. So this crit one we want to keep. Easily re-roll this. This one went down. We'll go ahead, we'll re-roll again. This one went up slightly, plus 11. We'll go ahead, we'll keep that. Still locked on our crit plus 27. We're just re-rolling to try and get better stats. That's pretty much all we're gonna do, and it takes a while sometimes, you know. All right, there we go. We hit the jackpot right there, plus extra 1,300, and we got focused attack rate as well. So we're gonna go ahead, we'll do that. We got a huge buff. So you can go ahead and you can dismantle the gear. And typically you want to dismantle the really bad gear, like the blue gear, the stuff that you really can't go ahead and craft. And all you're going to do is come in here, and you can kind of set this up so that it will auto select certain ones. And this is how you get your gear reforged stones really quick and easy. You just come in here and you just dismantle a lot of this blue, this junky gear that you really can't craft and tier up into anything that's usable. And the next thing you're going to notice is that some gear will say dismantle, and then there's going to be other gear that actually will say list. So there's certain pieces of gear that you can list on the market, and you'll see this one's a top tier gear. We're getting almost 800k hunter medals. Anytime you're able to list a piece of gear, you should list it. However, be careful with listing your higher rarity gear. Don't just come in here and list this. Make sure you go ahead and check your crafting. It's a lot better to keep those higher tier gears, because you're going to need those in order to go ahead and craft better gear. So the crafting system is very, very important to check out, and come in here and make sure that you don't go ahead and dismantle anything or sell or list anything that you can use to go ahead and craft to get those upgraded pieces. And the other thing to look out for is set equipment bonuses. A perfect example, we take a look at this piece of gear I have, the Gust Quiver, Archer Support. You'll notice they're both ancient pieces, but they have 2 different bonuses for completing the set. So this one has the Ranger set, so 2-piece set. It's going to increase my arrow range skill. It's going to deal 10% more damage plus bonus damage. While this one is from the Swift set, and it's going to increase my movement speed by a percentage for an amount of time with a cooldown of 20 seconds every time I go ahead and then use the roll of skill effect. So just be on the lookout that even though they look identical and they may even have the same rating, different pieces of gear can have different set bonuses. That is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.